Unit 5. Parameters to consider when designing sustainable and gender-sensitive livelihoods. In our rapidly changing world, building sustainable, gender-sensitive livelihoods is essential, not just for tackling climate impacts, but for fostering economic growth, empowerment, and resilience. But here's the big question: how can we create livelihoods that are both sustainable and responsive to the unique needs of women and men? What does it really take to design a business that uplifts everyone in the community while protecting our planet? Gender-sensitive and climate-responsive livelihoods are more than just ways to make a living. They are blueprints for the future. They address the unique ways that climate change impacts women and men, ensuring that everyone has a role in building resilience. What happens when we don't consider these differences? Are we missing out on solutions that could drive sustainable growth? When women are empowered with climate-resilient, gender-sensitive tools and resources, they can bring innovative practices to the forefront. Practices like agroforestry, crop rotation, and renewable energy projects. Each of these doesn't just support women, it strengthens entire communities. So, how do we go about linking gender-sensitive, climate-responsive livelihoods to sustainable growth? One approach is to invest in businesses that empower women and provide climate-friendly products. Another is supporting enterprises that create training and employment opportunities for women in sectors like renewable energy and sustainable agriculture. Take Solar Sister, for example. This network not only helps women become entrepreneurs, but also provides clean energy solutions for last-mile communities. It's a win-win: economic empowerment and climate action rolled into one. Could your community benefit from a similar model? What opportunities are out there just waiting for your support? When designing a gender-sensitive, climate-responsive livelihood, we need to consider several key parameters. Let's break this down. First, what's your value proposition? The unique value your product or service offers. Then think about customer segments. Who are you reaching? And what are their needs? Then there are channels and consumer relationships. How do you plan to connect with customers and maintain those connections? Sustainable business isn't just about sales. It's about relationships, trust, and understanding local needs. How does your enterprise connect with the community? And how can it strengthen those ties over time? Equally important are revenue streams, key resources, key activities, and partnerships. Who are the essential players and resources for your business to succeed? And finally, your cost structure. What are the ongoing costs from human resources to production? All of these elements need to work together to create a business that's not only sustainable but adaptable. A sustainable livelihood often goes hand in hand with community enterprise. Unlike for-profit business, community enterprises prioritize long-term benefits and community welfare. They rely on a community of practice, a group with shared goals, mutual accountability, and collective growth. Take women's self-help groups and joint liability groups as examples. They exemplify shared interest, knowledge exchange, and collaboration. In these groups, different members take on different tasks, creating a system where every woman has an opportunity to contribute and learn. What could be possible if more communities adopted this collaborative, inclusive model? Inclusivity isn't just about fairness, it's smart business. By bringing diverse voices and perspectives together, community enterprises achieve what we call the scale advantage. They can buy materials in bulk, standardize processes, and invest in technology to improve efficiency and quality. Imagine if a small network of women-owned enterprises could collectively access resources that were once out of reach. How much stronger would those businesses be? And what ripple effect could they create within the community? This is where inclusivity and economies of scale become transformational. Horizontal learning. The process of learning from each other is a powerful component of gender-sensitive, climate-responsive livelihoods. This isn't just about training, it's about exchanging ideas, sharing challenges, and building solutions together. When women in a community share knowledge, the collective experience grows. This exchange improves problem solving, sparks creativity, and even builds resilience against crises. Can you imagine the impact if every member of a community learned and improved together? What new solutions might emerge? So, how do we bring all this together into a sustainable, gender-sensitive business model? Start by identifying the needs of both men and women within your community. What climate risks do they face? Then, develop a product or service that directly addresses these needs. Next, define your target market and create a marketing strategy that resonates. Ensure that your operations are efficient and that you have a final plan in place. Identify and mitigate risks from market changes to climate impacts. And don't overlook partnerships. Collaborating with NGOs, local governments, and other enterprises can open new doors for growth and support. These steps aren't just theoretical, they're practical strategies that communities across the globe are already implementing. What stops your community from taking the leap into sustainable, inclusive business? And how can you overcome those barriers? In a world that's constantly changing, especially with the impacts of climate change, flexibility and innovation are critical. A business that remains adaptable and open to new ideas will be far more resilient. Look at ways to leverage technology, rethink traditional methods, and approach businesses from new perspectives. From sustainable packaging to renewable energy, every innovation is an opportunity to create more value while aligning with climate and gender-sensitive goals. What could your business change today to be more responsive to these challenges of tomorrow? Creating gender-sensitive, climate-responsive livelihoods isn't just about building a business. It's about investing in a future where communities thrive, where the environment is respected, and where both women and men have equal opportunities to succeed. Imagine a world where every community enterprise is part of a network, collaborating, learning, and growing together. So, what steps will you take to support or design a business that uplifts your community? And how can you inspire others to build a future where sustainable, inclusive growth is the norm? The journey starts with one idea, one team, and one decision at a time. This publication was made possible through the funding provided by Global Affairs Canada under the Empowering Women and Girls project. The Commonwealth of Learning wishes to thank the contributors to this video: Kuntal De, Sandy Hart, Francis Ferreira, Cyrus Kithuva, and Colin Somondi.